Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's been a while since I've done like a sit down story time video, but I don't know, I just feel like YouTube is currently my new diary and I feel the need to talk about this. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little story time of what actually happened to me because I love telling stories, but I've never done a proper story time before, so I'm gonna do that today. Basically, yesterday was one of the worst days of my life. Not trying to be dramatic, it was actually one of the worst mentally, physically. I felt so lost and I honestly felt like I was, you know, falling apart and everything was not going my way. But I took the night to rest and sleep it off, and now I feel much better, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about it. So this is my story time of how my flight got cancelled and I was denied boarding and I'm burning my Airbnb, so I don't even know what to say. Okay, so basically the summarized title will probably be like my first failed flight experience. I don't know, I really don't know, or like the worst. I don't know, I really don't know. We'll see what I do when I edit, okay? So I'm gonna start from the beginning of what actually happened. I've been planning to move to the United States for the past year or so, and I have been looking for visas and I've been looking into it, and the first one I actually applied for was a B2 visitor visa because I've never been to the United States and I felt like, you know what, it'll be pretty nice to be able to travel there, right? And keep in mind, I've always wanted to go for school there, you know, but I've been studying in Melbourne, so it was a bit different. You know, I've been studying here. I was about to finish my semester at this time, so I was so busy doing my own thing and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna go to America for a holiday, right? And you know, I wanted to apply for the visa. When I applied for the visa, they said the available interview is in June 2022, and I was like, okay, no, I can't wait that long because, you know, like, no, I can't, right? So I had my lawyers draft up this whole thing for 3 months. They took 3 months to do a DS-160, all right? And I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm grateful that they did, you know, and like whatever. And in the end, I didn't even use that, and basically I could have done that myself, okay? I got, basically in a way, I kind of got, you know, I was a bit naive, you can put it that way, okay? Then second, after that, I decided to tell my parents, like, hey, I really want to try out acting school because, you know, as you guys know, I've actually acted in a few skits in Tin House channel before, and like, you know, it was just something that I've always wanted to improve on, but I've never really gotten the chance. So I decided, okay, I want to try acting school if it's a possible thing, right? So I talked to my parents about it, and my parents actually wanted me to do my masters, okay? So I told them, instead of doing my masters, is it okay if I do acting school? Because, like, you know, this is something that I really want to do. You know, I really wanted to go to America. Like, I always wanted to go, you know. It has always been a place where I genuinely wanted to be. So my parents are the most wonderful people alive. They literally said, okay, whatever you choose, we support you. So they literally, you know, they do everything for me, and I am so grateful. Like, I don't know where I would be without my parents, okay? So I applied for acting school. I got in, okay, fast forward, blah blah blah. I was about to arrange, I was doing my DS-160. So when you're trying to apply, you get this F1 student visa and you're supposed to do like the whole process, right? And I was trying to get the documentation, and I managed to schedule a interview, okay? And I had to expedite the interview because my flight date, I wanted to attend school earlier, so my flight date had to be pushed earlier. And I was looking around my house because I was like, okay, yeah, I should just prepare some documents for my flight, I mean for my interview, right? And when I was looking around the house, I couldn't find my passport anywhere. And I was like, okay, so where could my passport be? Boom, I instantly remembered when I was filming my first music video, I brought my passport with me everywhere because, you know, I don't carry anything else but my passport with me everywhere, which is a bad idea. And I placed it in a paper bag. And I think, until today, I genuinely think that I accidentally threw it away. Yeah, I accidentally threw my, okay, wait, hair fix. Okay, yeah, I accidentally threw my Malaysian passport away. And when I figured out that my passport was missing, I was going through a whole mental breakdown, alright? And it was a whole, oh, it's inside my teeth. Yeah, I was just going through a whole mental thing, okay? And I was struggling, like, guys, I was struggling, and at the same time I was still pumping out content, you know, because I felt like I couldn't let anybody down and I really wanted to, you know, make other people happy. I had to get a new passport, right? And the thing is, Malaysian embassy in Melbourne, it's fully booked. It's fully booked. You can go check the website. It's fully booked till the end of 2022. So what was I gonna do, right? I was stressing out, so I went to the embassy and they were so nice. I can't even begin to tell you, they were so nice to me. I was crying right before I went, and I was like, please, I lost my passport, I don't know what I want to do, can you please find a way, I have to fly to America for school, because I got accepted into school and I already paid my school fee. So they said okay, they'll do their best, and they managed to slot me in for a slot in December, but that was already pretty close to my school date, right? So I had a lot of worries. I was like, oh my god, okay, how am I going to do my interview then? So I had to call the US consulate in Melbourne to tell them like, hey, I lost my passport, my interview was this day, blah blah blah, and they were like, okay, when you get your passport, give us another call and request again, because we need your new passport number to request for another expedited interview. So keep in mind, let's not talk about the financial part of all this. I was already burning a lot of money, okay, like flight tickets, I was burning it and all these things. Because I lost my passport, by the way, I could not go back to Malaysia. So I was planning to go to Singapore and then Malaysia in December last year, and that failed, so it's fine. Okay, I was already depressed because I couldn't go home. I haven't seen my family, I haven't seen everybody at Titan. I was so excited. I even texted Debbie. I remember I said I might come to Singapore, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, finally, right? I'm gonna go back and see everybody. And I was just so excited. Okay, I thought everything was going my way. All right, then I had to schedule for my visa. So when I got my passport, okay, fast forward, we got the new passport. Cheryl got her new passport. When Cheryl got her new passport, we decided, okay, I'm gonna go and request immediately. So I requested, and I managed to get one interview on, I think, the 21st. I think it was before Christmas. Okay, so I managed to get it, and I went for the interview. And when I was at the interview, right, okay, I don't want to say too much about what's going on, but I'll tell you. When I was queuing up, okay, when I was queuing up for my turn, you have to queue up, okay? So when you're queuing up, I could overhear like the two people in front of me, and obviously when they come out of the room, I'll be able to see their facial expression. The two people that were in front of me got rejected. So I was tripping balls. I was like, oh god, what if I don't get it, blah blah blah. And I told the guy, I went for my interview, I told the truth. I said I'm going for acting school. I genuinely, you know, always wanted to try acting, and I always wanted to pursue it, and I'm so blessed to be given the opportunity to attend acting school, and I really want this, you know, like it's so cool. Okay, boom, I got the visa, and I was so happy. That was the happiest day of my life. I walked out and I was telling my mom, like, God's plan, it's finally happening, right? Okay, I was very happy. Okay, it was like a roller coaster. So after that I was very happy. So they said it would take about 3 to 5 days, or like no, 7 to 14 business days for my passport, my passport to come back to me with the visa. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's a bit long, but I received it in 3 days, like I think right before Christmas. So I was so happy. I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best day of my life, and I was so happy. So I started arranging my flights, my accommodation, like, you know, boom, Miss Girl had to get right at it because, you know, she had to fly. So I booked my flight. Okay, this is where the whole nightmare starts. All right, I booked my flight, and you know, with the whole COVID restrictions, you have to do like PCR tests, you have to do tests, you have to make sure that you are not, you know, COVID positive. And I was so paranoid, guys, because in Melbourne right now, I think today Melbourne and Sydney alone, there's 100,000 cases, so I could not deal with that. So I was so freaking paranoid. Okay, and I was meeting up with everyone with a mask on. I was spraying like antibacterial spray on them. And you know, I'm very blessed to say that I have wonderful friends who are very patient with me with this whole thing, and they understand that, like, you know, I'm going overseas, and you know, I have to like do this, you know. So they were very understanding, and I'm so grateful for that. Okay, so okay, boom, I actually did a PCR test 72 hours before my flight, because I didn't know that only for America you need a 24-hour one. It's alright. I paid $150 for a PCR test. We burned that. I went to the airport and I paid another $79 for express PCR test, and this was yesterday. So I was so blessed because I was packing my house alone, and my friend Yuyu and Suri, they came over. Suri picked me to the airport. Yuyu was sleeping over my house, and she was helping me pack, guys. Like, if that's not a true friend, I don't know what is. Okay, I was so happy, and I finally said goodbye, and I was like crying in my head. I was like, no, I'm not gonna see her anymore. I was so sad. Okay, I was actually thinking that I was not gonna see her anymore, and I was gonna think like, okay, goodbye Melbourne, I'm gonna miss you Melbourne, goodbye, right? And as I was going to the airport, I remember sitting in the car and I was like staring outside, and I was like, I'm not gonna see this anymore. I got to enjoy it, right? I was so happy. When I reached the airport, I did my PCR test. I reached the airport at about 9:30 a.m. My flight was 2 p.m. So I reached at 9:30 a.m. 2 p.m. flight, right? Nothing too sus. I went to the airport, did my PCR test, so because I didn't want to miss it, and I thought there was going to be a big line, which there was a bit of a line. It was a bit of a wait, but it wasn't too long, so I was okay. And I had to wait 1 hour 30 minutes for my results, right? So I just went and walk around, grab some breakfast, McDonald's with Suri, and after that we went to check the board. It says my flight was cancelled. So I was like, okay, I need to do something. I need to ask, why is my flight cancelled? So me and Suri sat down and he was looking after my bags, and I went up to the flight offices, you know, where all the flight companies, they have an office and you can be there. And I just said like, hey, why is my flight cancelled? And they said, okay, you know what, come back in 30 minutes. We're gonna be at the gate K. We're gonna explain why the flight's cancelled. Okay, this is where my nightmare began, but I did not see it coming. Okay, so the flight got cancelled. We had to get rebooked for another flight. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call the airline to see if I can get booked in, right? Because the next flight was at 10:55 p.m. So it was, my original flight was 2 p.m. and I had to wait till 10:55 p.m. and that time when I was calling, it was like 11 a.m. all right, 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. around that time. So when I was calling the airline, blah blah blah, I was on the phone for like 1.5 hours, me and Suri, and I managed to finally get in. They said, you know, you're already booked in for the flight at 10:55. So I was like, okay, perfect, everything is great. I'm still gonna fly to America, but I had to wait at the airport for 12 hours. So I literally sat at the airport for 12 hours because I wanted to go to the lounge, but because of COVID, the lounge was closed. So I walked around the entire airport. I was calling my friends. I was full on like doing some meditation. I was even doing some TikToks. I was even thinking about like, you know, my goals this year. I was resetting my mind and everything. So I was just ready, okay? I was like, you know what, Cheryl, this is your last struggle here. After this, you're gonna hop on the flight and you're gonna go. Boom. I was happy, okay? I was happy to be waiting 12 hours. And finally at 7:55, around 8 p.m, it was our check-in time, right? To check in your baggage. So I went and checked in my baggage. And as I was checking in, I was like looking around and I was thinking, okay, everyone here has the international COVID vaccination certificate, because the man behind me, he was a very nice person. I asked him, I said, hey, where do you get that? And he's like, oh, you need to request it from your, you know, MyGov or like healthcare provider or something like that. So I was like, I did not know. And I was like, but I'm triple vax. By the way, okay, I'm triple vaccinated, okay? Pfizer, Moderna, I'm vaccinated, okay? And when I went to the counter, I presented my documents and I said, by any chance, I couldn't get the international vaccine certificate. Could I still fly with this? And she looked at me and she said, give me a moment. She walked away and she came back. She said, sorry, we can't let you fly. Yeah, we can't. Because guys, I asked so many people. Nobody said anything about it. I didn't even know, okay? And I did call up the vaccine place before and I said, for travel I need my COVID vaccination certificate, right? And they're like, yeah, but nobody said international. How would I know? Okay, so I was like, okay, I was not believing what happened. I was full on trying not to cry because I felt like it's a nightmare. I freaking waited 12 hours. You know, this is something that I've been working on for months and it just didn't work out. So I was tripping and I just couldn't accept it. My brain was not processing the fact that, yeah, you're not flying today, Cheryl. Like, so I was pushing my trolley away and I was just thinking in my head, what the do I do, you know, like. So I called my parents, I told them what happened, and you know, my parents, they just told me to take a deep breath. Sometimes stuff like that happens, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys right now what I learned from that, because that whole incident really traumatized me. And right now, yes, I am still in Melbourne and I'm living at my friend's place for a few days. Yu, shout out to you, she's the sweetest. She and her aunt Olivia, they allowed me to stay here for a few days. So everyone's out right now. That's why I'm doing a story time, because I feel like this is my therapy and I'm like telling someone a story, so I feel better, okay? But I'm gonna tell you guys what I learned from this whole thing. Make sure you check your updated flights right before you leave the house, every hour, you know, for the rules, because they keep changing it, okay? Now it's COVID, everything's unpredicted. Make sure you get your international certificate to travel. Make sure you get a PCR test 24 hours before. Like, please don't make the same mistake I did. You know, make sure you're not so gullible and get scammed by others. You know, trust your instincts, I guess. Honestly, I don't know. But another thing is like mentally, I actually took a lot from this, because I was calling my friend and you know, he said to me something that actually woke me up, because I was so upset and I was angry. But at the same time, when I'm angry, I don't really show it. I'm a kind of person who just keeps it to myself and I try to laugh off the situation, but deep down inside I'm freaking crying, okay? It is what it is. And we were on FaceTime and he said this to me, you know, Cheryl, when I was, you know, doing something, I realized that we're not the authors of our own story. We're just the co-author. God is the author. And I know that a lot of you watching this video aren't Christian, you don't believe in God, blah blah blah. I'm not here to, you know, ask you to convert whatsoever, do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you my side of what I've learned from this. I think the past few months God has actually shown me a lot of things, and he's actually changed me into a different person. I'm no longer the same person that I was before. You know, I had so many trials and tribulations, and I felt every time when a bump came up, I just felt like giving up. I just felt like I can't do this, I can't deal with this, this is not something that I can handle, this is not something that I can mentally hold on. But every time I feel that way, I remind myself that sometimes God's plan is not my plan, and you know, that's okay, because in life things don't always go according to my plan, because at the end of the day, God's plan is the better plan for me. Even though I can't see it right now, I'm only seeing here, he sees the whole spectrum, and that is so important, I guess, to live that kind of mindset. You know, when you live with gratitude instead of complaints, when you live with, you know, understanding that there's so many good things out of all the pain. I was listening to a song that day, and the song said, under this beautiful facade lies a heart full of broken scars. Because everything in this world is not real. Social media is not real, guys. The content you see me put out on TikTok, it's all my best moments. The Instagram photos you see are all my best moments. Nobody really sees you when you're at your lowest. And the past few months, especially the past few days, have really shown me who my true friends are. You know, my best friend David back home, he has been an immense emotional support for me when I needed someone to talk to the most. Yu has been there physically and mentally for me. You know, my parents have been there physically and not physically but mentally for me, and I'm so grateful. I truly realized that, you know, you don't really need to please everybody, you just need to live your own life and I guess be happy. I don't really know what I'm gonna call this video right now. It was a story time and now it's like a freaking lecture, I don't know, but whatever it is, I just wanted to say that I'm gonna be flying to LA in hopefully 3 days. It's the weekend now, so now it's Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. I'll call on Monday because they're open, and hopefully I can get it on the same day, and Tuesday I'll be able to fly to America and begin a new journey there. And I actually am vlogging the whole thing, so you guys will get to see like the happy emotions, the sad emotions, blah blah blah, everything in it, you know. And I promised myself that this year, I'm not gonna promise you that I'm gonna upload all the time. I always don't keep to that, but this year I promised myself that I will not be so hard on myself, and I will genuinely, you know, want to build a community and connect with all of you. I'm very blessed to be a part of a Asian NFT project called Asian. In case you guys didn't know, it's on my Instagram. I'm very grateful for all the people that I've met in that community. Kid you guys not, the NFT space is another whole realm that I'm so grateful for. And you know, as a social media person, as an artist, and you know, my music has always been something that helps me feel better, that helps me heal emotionally whenever I feel the need to, you know. And my new song drops in 2 weeks, so in case you guys haven't pre-saved it, make sure to pre-save it here. It's a little preview I'm gonna play right at the end of the video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys are following my socials, you know, if you want. I also can't wait to show you guys more, and I can't wait to make more content. Today's therapy session was really good. I feel happy to be able to talk to all of you, and if you're watching till now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful new year, and I hope you guys